Hello, you're watching NewsX with me, Riya Dwivedi. Now let's begin with some news coming in terms of Unnao rape case. It reaches the Supreme Court to demand to cancel the bail granted by the Delhi High Court. The High Court's decision has been challenged in the Supreme Court. Lawyers Anjali and Pooja have filed the petition. The petition states that the order for Singh's release within an hour of the completion of the bail process is wrong, as Singh has been sentenced to life imprisonment. Therefore, such an order is incorrect. All right, so that's what we are getting to know at this point of time. Now, joining me on the telecast is Yogita Bayana, women rights activist. Yogita, now we're not just this Delhi High Court's decision to challenge this decision of Unnao rape case has reached Supreme Court as well. In terms of this, we have seen this person being released. It was a very shocking thing indeed. What exactly is your perspective on this?
Sides of lawyers were not heard properly. The way the body language of the judges, the girl was telling me, this might come, but it was too, I would say, it was kind of an injustice which we can't believe it would happen, Okay, I thought she was being apprehensive as she is always, kind of vulnerable and overwhelmed with her tragic life. I could not believe what she was telling me will turn out to be true.
Not believe what she was telling me will turn out to be true. And when it happened, she was just howling and crying, and she called me from the court. And definitely, this was like a unbelievable injustice we have ever heard in this country happen to her. So of course we didn't know what to do, and she was heartbroken. She has little children. She was going back home, but then I told her, this is not the way we will deal with it. We will do the needful, and that's how the whole, outrage started. And then we met the lawyer. We asked him what is the way out, and we were still planning, and then we decided to sit on dharna at India Gate. And you saw how she was mistreated. Her family, her mother was dragged. She was dragged, and she has so many injuries on her body. Still, the way she was dragged, I mean, hats off to her. She still wants to fight, and that's how, and thanks to the media and true journalism, that her voice was heard. And now the CBI, which was taking it very lightly, I would say, or maybe for reasons or for no reasons, I don't want to get into that, now has suddenly woken up after this 2 days of rigmarole of seeing it, watching it on channels, and seeing her fighting for it. So I think that this has woken the CBI. I think I might be wrong. Otherwise, they would have taken longer to decide whether they want to challenge or not challenge. We are also going to the court separately, but if they are going, I think it's a wake-up call for them, and I'm glad at least they are taking one step forward, and it's kind of I would not say the victory, but one step towards justice.
Yogita, in a broader, taking a look at things from a bigger picture, this case is one of the cases in terms of the sexual abuse or harassment, or the harassment one woman goes through things, and the kind of power dynamic, the abuse of that takes place. What is one lesson one can learn for future cases for this? It doesn't happen in the future.
I don't know how to reply to these questions, because what is the lesson learned? It is not for us to learn. It is for the governments to see what kind of people they elect, what kind of people they use. And I don't think so they will ever learn their lessons. Unfortunately, they still want him out for political reasons. So I don't think so they will ever learn their lessons. And we as citizens, we don't have to learn our lessons. We are happy. The women of this country, we keep telling them, do not step out in the night, do not do this, do not do that, behave in a certain way. Why not we are telling the men, especially these powerful men? They think because he was a 4-time MLA, she was a 16-year-old girl, he lured her for a job, and I've seen all these kind of things happening, with powerful people, and we don't have to reiterate that. the power dynamic, because I'm an MLA, I will get away with it, I will do whatever, I'll rape her, I'll get her a gang raped, and I will not go to jail. ये जो this kind of an attitude our netas have, no, this is the problem. So this is exactly it. It has to change from them, not from us.
Obviously.
So there is no lesson for us
Obviously,
to learn.
the lesson pertaining to that, when I'm talking about it, it's not obviously for the women, because obviously in terms of society, the blame game always falls on the women and on the people. But for the people who are in the powerful position, they take these things lightly and they think that they can get away with these. And obviously in terms of this now, what we see is that he has obviously this shows in itself that this guy was an MLA and then he was convicted. This convict was released out of jail, and it says a lot about the society in terms of these people who probably will not learn anything from this. So obviously this is not the blame game on the women or the people. But when we are talking about technicalities, the MLA there was a POC, so POCSO technicality that the High Court has said that he's an MLA, not a public servant. What do you think about this technicality that was cited by the High Court?
It is first time ever I have read such a judgment. Honestly, this was like piece of document, I would say, which anybody can laugh at and at the same time get angry at. I mean, the technicalities, you can clearly see in the judgment, they are trying to find the ways to let him out. Simple as that. So they didn't know what to do. I think judges also didn't do their homework, that they will make it so silly and simple for people to understand that they are manipulating it. You know, it is as simple as that. So document says rubbish things like he was not a public servant and she was not a minor. I mean, all these things are untrue, first of all. Secondly, the way they have been trying to make that language very complicated, which is a simple thing, I think it is very evident. I don't have to say, any school student will read that document, will laugh at it, and we will feel sad at the same time, because our judiciary is doing all this. I'm like, I don't have words, because you speak against them, you will be in jail next day. They can just book you on anything. So you speak against the police, they will do the same. Powerful people, they will do the same. But we need to say as it is what they are doing. And they are doing, I don't have to say, but they are manipulated, they are in connivance, and they are compromised.
All right, Yogita, thank you so much for joining me on the telecast.